Anthony Budo, Journey Evolution, and in this video, we are going to take a look at the quote, "Some rules are nothing but old habits that people are afraid to change." So are you ready? Let's go. All right, guys, I want to jump right in and I want to start out by asking you, what are some rules that you live by? And are those rules serving you in a positive way? Or are they simply just old habits that are holding you back, but you're afraid to let them go? I want you to take a second, take some time right now, and think about the rules that you live by day to day. And if those rules are no longer benefiting you. Oftentimes, those rules that we live by are just old habits that we've become so accustomed to, and the fear of change holds them in place year after year. This quote is great. It's one of those quotes that may be a hard realization for some people to swallow. I talk to so many people and they tell me they feel stuck in their lives, but they can't really put their finger on exactly why. They don't realize that some of the rules that they've been living by for so long, they're outdated. They attribute that feeling of being stuck solely on their environment or some type of external situation, rather than looking at their own habits that they have allowed to settle deep within their daily lives. Can you think of any habits right now that maybe have been holding you back? One common habit for many is having a plan for everything. The sheer thought of not having a set plan of steps will freak some people out. Although letting this go and breaking that habit of always trying to have everything planned out perfectly, always trying to be in control of every situation, it's going to help ease stress and the disappointment when things don't always go according to that schedule, which we all know happens from time to time. And I am completely guilty of this. I have caught myself in that freak out moment plenty of times. I used to be someone that had to have a plan for my vacations, for my workouts, for my eating, for every possible thing that I felt like I needed to control. I was so entrenched in the habit of planning for everything. My internal rule was that if I didn't have a plan, nothing would get accomplished. Now, I'm sure the idea of planning for everything sounds crazy to all of those non-planners. Even to those planners, you might think like, well, Anthony, you might have been a bit overboard. And I totally admit that. I'm guilty of that. I've been over the top quite a few times. And it took a while for me to realize that, come to that realization and be able to let it go. And I'm not going to lie, it wasn't an easy habit to shed. The fear of change definitely held a tight grip on me, with no doubt. However, once I was able to break free from that, to work beyond that, it allowed me to open myself up to new experiences. You may be asking, well, do you still plan everything out? Well, the answer is kind of, but I call it more of creating a strategy as opposed to the rigidness of a plan. I mean, let's face it, life is flowing, things are changing all the time, even when we don't want them to. Life is about learning to adapt and enjoy the process. So think about, what are some of the old habits that maybe have been dictating your life? And how has that made you feel? How has that helped you, or has that been something that's been hindering you? So leave me a comment and let me know. Tell me about an experience where you recognized an old habit was no longer benefiting you. And what did you do about it? Or maybe even it's still active in your life right now. And is that fear of change keeping it in place? And if it is, what is one thing you can begin to do to start shifting that habit? So leave me a comment, let me know, and remember, you are not alone on this journey. Together we become stronger individuals. Educate, engage, evolve, and I will talk to you soon.